Hey friends, happy Monday the 17th of June, Monday of the 11th week of Ordinary Time. It's nice to be with you. I'm Father Bill Hill, priest at Holy Spirit Catholic Community in Rock Springs, Wyoming. I'll share with you a reflection based on the readings. The readings are linked down below. Click the link, read the readings prayerfully, and then turn off the screen. Spend some time with God before you move on to other things. I'm on vacation. I'm taking this week off on a little bit of vacation. Knew that I needed to be around the parish almost all the time, except for a little bit of turkey hunting, doing capital campaign stuff and everything else. And vacation is kind of a use it or lose it thing before the end of the fiscal year, 30th of June. So I am taking this week off, doing a little bit of camping and a little bit of exploring down in Utah. I figured the mountains in Wyoming probably still had snow in them. So I'm just going to go and spend a little bit of time praying and hanging out and having a few adventures. So I hope that this is a great week for you, and hopefully I get some videos done and posted so you can still, pray over the course of the week. And even if you don't, you can still get on the bishop's website and pray with the readings, even if I don't run my mouth, right? All right, so working on the stories of Elijah in the first reading, first book of Kings, and then Matthew's Gospel, the Sermon on the Mount. We have a reading that's going to be broken into two parts. Conflict between Ahab the king and Elijah. And so we have the setup for it today, and then we have the conclusion of it tomorrow. And behind Ahab the king is Jezebel, the evil queen who tempts the king and leads him astray in ways that he shouldn't. And so, Ahab wants a vineyard, and Naboth the Jezreelite wants to honor his ancestors and does not want to offer this vineyard to the king. And Jezebel says, you're the king. Like, who cares about what Naboth wants? Who cares about rule of law? You just do it, right? What would we say today? Might makes right. And so Jezebel lies and has people swear false oaths and falsely accuse Naboth the Jezreelite and all of that kind of bad stuff. A great opportunity for us to pray for our leaders, right? I don't talk politics hardly at all around here, and I'm not going to today, but super easy to sit and to be getting our television news or news, however, and to sit in judgment, right? And to sit in emotional reaction. But to remember that we are called to pray for those who lead us, right? And especially pray for their honesty and their integrity. Pray that they might serve the common good, not their own interests. Pray that God would help them to make really great decisions. I think that's a good thing for us to do in relation here. And then the other question, right? Manipulation. Seeing the person in front of us created in the image and the likeness of God. How do we do it that, right? How do we do, even when they irritate us, even when they frustrate us, even when they stand in the way of our perceived goals, desires, dreams? How do we do it seeing them as created in the image and the likeness of the invisible God and loving them as much as we love ourselves? That's part of the challenge here, right? That Jezebel refuses to see this winemaker on this vineyard as valuable and worthy compared to the king of Israel. I think that's probably enough. And cliffhanger, we'll see what happens to Ahab and Jezebel tomorrow as we continue on with this reading with Elijah. The responsorial psalm might invite us to take the part of Naboth and those whose rights are trampled, those who are not viewed with care and affection. Lord, listen to my groaning, right? Asking that the Lord would be our help and our shield, especially in times of difficulty. Gospel of Matthew. We're working on the Sermon on the Mount. I think today and tomorrow we wrap up this portion. Remember, I think we started at Thursday. Unless your righteousness surpasses that of the scribes and the Pharisees, you will not enter the kingdom of heaven. And then Jesus reinterprets the law of Moses, and he reinterprets it in a more difficult spiritual way, oftentimes using hyperbole. And so today he gives this teaching, you've heard that it was said, Moses, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. But I say to you, offer no resistance to one who is evil. And then, if they strike you on one cheek, offer the other one as well. If they want to go to law with you for your tunic, offer your cloak as well. If they press you into service for 1 mile, go with them for 2 miles. This is a really complicated teaching of Jesus, and it requires discernment in each of our particular moments, right? So yes, it ends vendetta, right? And the value of the law of Moses was that things didn't blow up into full-blown, family conflicts, but instead it became single retribution, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. So it's not, kill everybody because of a tooth. So the law of Moses has its place. Now Jesus is offering, nonviolence, nonviolent resistance, and to seek a path of peace and tranquility. The challenge is, this has been interpreted over the years and kept women, but people, in abusive situations, kept people in, oppressive situations. No. Do not ever read this passage in ways that diminish human life and dignity. Full stop. Always we read it with that awareness of life and dignity. And so, are we in a situation where we are able to turn our cheek, where we are able to forgive, where we are able to give more and above? This is an incredibly challenging teaching from Jesus, and it's one that requires good discernment and formation of who we are and how we are valued, and then being able to forgive, to reconcile, to let go in the power of the Spirit in each individual case. There's one more thing here, and I guess I'll say it. There are those who see this as Jesus teaching boundaries as well. That the Romans could press you into service for a mile. So go with them for 2. But he doesn't say go with them for 10, right? If they're taking your tunic, offer them your cloak. But he doesn't say give them your entire wardrobe. Not that in ancient Israel they had a ton, right? You only have 2 cheeks, Don't let them abuse your entire body. Hey, hit the other cheek, that's fine. That's it. Sometimes letting our yes mean yes and our no mean no, like we heard on Saturday. Allowing boundaries to exist is one of the most important things that we can do as beloved children of God, and living in that can be a real challenge for some of us, like me, but one of the important ways that we might be called to model our lives on Jesus too. Okay, I've talked enough. Pray, read those scriptures, turn off the screen, spend some time with God. See what stirs within you. What's the Lord wanting to do in your life today? Happy Monday, y'all. Read those readings. Nope, I said it. Pray for folks that are having a hard time. God bless.